You know, I really don't see the point in making a how to pretend to like rye video because it's the best. It's literally the best whiskey in the world, just in terms of the smell, the taste, the value. I mean, better than every whiskey ever made. And I mean, there is not a person on this world, or any other world for that matter, who doesn't adore rye whiskey with every fiber of their being. So, yeah, instead of doing how to pretend to like rye, I'm just gonna do a video of Eddie drinks through his top favorite ryes.
No. No, you're not doing this.
What?
No, you made fun of bourbon and scotch. You have to do rye.
I mean, I also made fun of Irish and
No
Canadian.
one cares about those. And now it's Rye's turn to suck it up, so just do the video.
I don't. Okay. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Here's how to pretend to like rye whiskey. In the early days of the American colonies, Dutch and German settlers looked at the whiskey the Scotch-Irish were distilling and said, "Sure, that's cool, but what if instead of corn and barley, we make it out of a grain that tastes like absolute rat shit?" "But why would you?" asked the Scotch-Irish. "Because we are an unhappy people who believe in an angry, hateful God, and would like our whiskey to make people just as miserable as we are," replied the Germanics. "We would love it if it were to one day be the whiskey of choice for obnoxious douchebags with man buns and suspenders to put in excessively complex cocktails that all taste like hot garbage." "Okay, but could they do that quietly without bothering anyone else?" hopefully queried the Scotch-Irish. Not a chance. They're going to be absolute fuckheads about it. Anyway, we're going to get started on making that. Good luck with that whole bourbon thing. Like that's ever gonna catch on. And from those humble beginnings in the cold wasteland of the American Northeast, a horrid, nigh undrinkable beverage was loosed upon the world. Rye whiskey. Now I know what some of you are thinking. But Ed, what about Canadian rye? Canadian rye doesn't count. Most Canadian rye is just corn whiskey that they waved a sprig of rye at as it went out the door. At least, when America makes a whiskey that tastes like skunk's ass mixed with anise, we commit to that shitty decision. America. You've probably run into the kind of people who drink rye whiskey. You can spot these folks from a mile away. They're contrarian ass hipsters. Like this motherfucker right here. The first thing they'll tell you is that bourbon is too sweet and that they prefer a dry rye. Except that they're liars. Rye literally tastes like all the things olden days people used to eat before they could get food that tasted good. I love this rye. Smells like pickles, yard waste covered in fungus, and black licorice. You know what candy is better than black licorice? Any single one invented after 1920. That shit should have died with the Great Depression. But therein lies a trick to fooling these rye drinkers. Just tell them that their whiskey tastes like, I don't know, any old-timey sounding spice or confectionery, like candied violet petals or all-spiced gopher lum. They'll just nod sagely and say something like, "That's how the whiskey that our ancestors drank tasted." Yeah, but our ancestors didn't have any other option. Your modern ass chose to drink this crap. Rye hipsters are gonna tell you all kinds of stories about ryes from various parts of the country. Stuff like, Monongahela rye really stands out with its dry, spicy character. Empire rye is really the inheritor of the very first whiskey made in New Amsterdam. It's got a very spicy, dry character. Wisconsin is making lots of great rye that has a spicy, dry character. I'm sure you've caught on by now that every rye has a spicy, dry character. It's literally the only character that rye has. Regionality has nothing to do with it. Every single rye tastes like a bourbon that lost everything that makes a bourbon taste good. All these sheep are just following the bourbon fad. I'm a true spirits craftsman. I took a class on mixology at my local tavern / co-op / radical and narco commune dry cleaners. Oh right, that too. Most of these guys are way too into mixology, which as far as I can tell is just a fancy word for being a really bad bartender. Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make the Brooklyn Howitzer Hemingway Double Backwards Corkscrew Jane Fonda Cul-de-sac. This is a really simple, refreshing cocktail that you can make right at home. All you need is your most pretentious rye, absinthe, bitters, oranges, brown sugar, 3 gnarly old potatoes, half a pound of frozen chicken, pot liquor made by your mother on a Tuesday, a piece of the True Cross, salad mix, malort, a copy of the Warhammer Fantasy Battle 3rd Edition rulebook, cooking spray, bubble wrap, a vial of Margaret Thatcher's semen, the soul of a righteous man trapped inside of a stuffed animal. Help me. And of course, simple syrup. Just pour the goddamn whiskey in the glass and let me drink it, you bastard! But if you manage to wait the hour and a half that it takes them to mix up whatever awful abomination that they've decided to make, here's a couple of things you can say to massage their ego while you choke it down. Be sure to tell them that you appreciate that the cocktail is still rye forward, but that the alcohol doesn't dominate and is both complemented and contrasted with the flavors they've chosen. Trust me, these pricks love being told how smart and creative they are, like they're fucking Picasso or some shit, and not just a jag-off working the Tuesday night shift at a dive bar. But the main lesson to take away from this video is to remain calm for as long as you have to deal with these assholes. It's much the same as when a hipster starts to lecture you about music, or local beer, or small-scale eateries, or kombucha, wherever the fuck that horse shit is. Your first instinct is gonna want to be to punch him straight in the fucking face. But, as illogical as it may be, then you'd go to jail. So stay cool, and let them talk their heads off while you stare off into the distance glassy-eyed. And then, if they take their eyes off you for one instant, you grab an adjacent stranger and you swap places with them. Seriously, they're not gonna notice. They just need somebody, a target, to talk to about the vagaries of rye distillation. Hell, in a pinch, you can use a dog, a tree, or a particularly lively park bench. And then you can sprint out of there and towards the nearest whiskey that doesn't taste like grandma taint. This has been How to Pretend to Like Rye Whiskey. Make sure to stay safe, stay tuned, and stay rotten. Is she gone? I think she's gone. Listen, rye is the best. Rye is amazing. Fuck every single other whiskey. Go drink some rye.